Well, good evening. Welcome inside the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm Brian Cooper alongside my good pal Rick Wyman. It is, first of all, just great to be back inside the Sudbury Community Arena, getting set for some regular season OHL hockey, which officially starts next Friday for the Sudbury Wolves. But here we are, the last home preseason tilt for the Wolves. It is good to be here, Rick.
And Coop, there's a buzz in the rink this evening. Walking in, a lot of familiar faces and people just saying, you know what, Rick, it's been a short summer, like they always are here in northeastern Ontario. But there's a buzz because people are excited. They love their hockey. And the thing is, the big aspect about the Sudbury Wolves contingent, big difference from last season. We're about to see, well, maybe an inkling of what we can expect this season in terms of not the entire lineup, because you have some regulars sitting out, but a good indication of what we can see, especially from some of the newcomers.
Well, yeah, it should be real interesting. North Bay Battalion, the visiting club. I mean, regular season, preseason, whenever these two clubs meet, you know it's going to be quite the battle. And honestly, it's the final opportunity for a lot of these players to really make an impression. North Bay 3-1 on the preseason, Sudbury 2-1. Two of those games going to a shootout as well. And you mentioned a lot of the regulars for Sudbury sitting out tonight. The same could be said for the North Bay Battalion. Huge opportunity for these young players.
Well, this is where the coaches either make or break perhaps someone's career, because let's face it, you come to an OHL training camp, you give it your all over the course of a couple of weeks. It's either here or perhaps you're going to wind up playing Tier 2 Junior, maybe Junior B, or wherever you can find hockey somewhere, because if you don't make the team and it's not even close, then you're cast adrift. But you know what? This is a chance to lay it on the line. And I read an interesting quote the other day that, because for the most part, I only give exhibition games half my attention. But it makes a lot of sense when Scott Barney was quoted as saying that we want to see guys lay it on the line, make those hits, play some good defensive hockey, and impress the coaching staff. And I thought, that's a nice angle, because, yes, I kind of understood, but that gives me a better definition of what we can expect from some of the younger players, not only in Sudbury, Coop, but in North Bay as well.
Yeah, Sudbury's had an interesting preseason, doing a little bit of traveling up north into the Timmins area as well. It's been so much fun to follow as we gear up again. If you are a Wolves follower, a Wolves fan, next Friday is the home opener here at the Sudbury Community Arena. Tickets are available right now. Go to greatersudbury.ca/tickets. Ironically, it will be against this very team, the North Bay Battalion. It's like a perfect match.
Well, didn't we have this before when we did the Sioux Greyhounds, an exhibition game one week, then they're back the next week? And that's okay, because we can never get enough of the North Bay Battalion. I love the Battalion because they provide the grit that really annoys the Sudbury Wolves. They wind up playing Sudbury. Yeah, they lose a few, but they win a few, and Sudbury fans and the Sudbury Wolves don't like that. Then down the other side of Highway 17, you have the Sioux Greyhounds that will come marching in here shortly as well. So I love the northern rivalry. If we had a 4-team league with the Sioux, North Bay, and Barrie, and the Wolves, I'd be in heaven.
Yeah. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast, of course, broadcasting on YouTube, and I'm told that there's a good chance this will be on a Facebook page as well for the Sudbury Wolves. So a fun kind of digital way to follow the game tonight at the Sudbury Community Arena. Again, Brian Cooper alongside Rick Wyman. It's going to be a fun season. It really will. And I was just talking to somebody about it before we even got up here, and it said, you know, it's going to be likely a very youthful Sudbury Wolves team. Obviously, some of the regulars are going to come back, but here is a huge opportunity for a lot of young players, and for season ticket holders, they're going to see a lot of new names.
Yes, they will. And the thing is, it's funny that you should bring the youth aspect up, because I had a chance to talk to Dario Zulich recently. He knows that we're going to the bank with youth this year. We did last year, going back this year. Different scenario in North Bay, but when you take a look at some of the bigger guns for the Sudbury Wolves, no Quentin Musty in the lineup. Mm-hmm. You've got Kieran Walton, you've got Nathan Villeneuve, you've got Perrin, you've got Collins. You've got a couple of names there that are going to be leaned upon heavily to guide, to mentor the youth on this team. And here's a name that we talked about time and time again. And I said, I can't wait for his second season to begin. And you know who I'm talking about. It's number 93, Luca Blonda. I want to find out what he did in the offseason to prepare himself for season number 2 because he impressed the both of us. So what will he be able to add in terms of that building block for his OHL career?
Oh, it should be fun. And, you know, when you were kind of alluding to that, I thought you were going to say number 77, Rowan Henderson.
And I know he was your favorite last year. Luca was mine. But the thing is, I know, and there's a lot of talk about Rowan this year, stepping it up based on his drive. I mean, listen, you don't have to be the most talented individual, but sometimes your work ethic and your drive compensates all the time. It earns you a spot on the roster. It all depends just how far you can climb that ladder.
Well, again, Henderson, he impressed me straight from training camp last season. There was something about them, and I said, this kid's got some spark. And all season long, he showed it with, I mean, obviously in a rookie season, he's got some ups and some downs, but I'm really curious, yes, about Blonda as well, don't get me wrong, but also Rowan Henderson, and who will be draft eligible in the very near future. So now in the lineup tonight for the Sudbury Wolves, quite a few names. Alex Fleuron not playing, Kieran Walton, Jan Chauvin not playing, Brady Smith, Artem Gonchar, and Nate Villeneuve, along with Trevor Odell, and then Owen Leonard and Carson Chartier, not the goaltenders. In fact, starting in net for Sudbury tonight, it'll be Finn Marshall, backed by Jason Tremblay, and a few scratches for the North Bay Battalion tonight as well. Quite a few of the regulars, so if you're following this game, you're going to see a lot of the regulars not in. Liam Amadowski not playing, Bronson Ride is out, Shamar Moses, Ethan Procession not in the lineup, as well as Sam Rive, Declan Gallivan, and starting in net for the North Bay Battalion tonight will be Charlie Larocque.
A lot of new faces, and here's a chance once again, 1 week before the regular season starts, to wow the coaches, as we like to say.
Looks like we're going to take a break for the national anthem. Wolves hockey is preseason action right now.
The boards here tonight. We don't have anything on the board, so I'm not used to this. This is like a throwback to the days of the 6-team NHL. Nothing on the boards.
Some might say clean slate.
Yes,
right.
Slate.
This is the preseason boards. Didn't you hear they switched them out when it comes to the regular season? These are the preseason boards.
The preseason boards.
Preseason glass, preseason everything. So as we mentioned, starting goaltenders tonight, Finn Marshall will get the start for Sudbury. On the other end of things, it'll be Charlie Larocque. Now, since it is preseason action, there is a good chance that goaltenders might switch up halfway through. We'll have to wait and see. Starting for the North Bay Battalion, Jonathan Kapagaradaitis. Also starting, Ryder Carey, Evgeny Dubrontsev, Arseny Pronin, and also Javier Nee. Starting for the Sudbury Wolves, Noah Roberts on the back end, Braden Bennett, Hudson Chedoroni, Luca Blonda also on the back end, and Vladimir Provorov, who I feel like we will be talking about quite a bit tonight. Provorov on the forecheck inside the battalion zone. Sudbury's on it, poking it right back in. Again, Brian Cooper alongside Rick Wyman. Glad to have you hanging out with us online this evening. Battalion with an early shot, and it deflects into the mesh. And an early whistle just 20 seconds into this first period of play.
Okay, the Battalion going for the quick pass, trying to get that stretch pass going early in this game. So the face-off going deep in Sudbury territory. You see the line change right now. Henderson out there. We'll keep a close eye at number 77, Rowan Henderson for the Sudbury Wolves.
Chase Coughlin.
Speedy, as you like to allude to.
Speedy Henderson. I really hope that takes off this season. Face off won cleanly by Sudbury. There's Speedy Henderson letting the puck go up to Blake Clayton. A lot of talk about him, of course, missing quite a bit of time last season. He's anxious to be in the lineup tonight and ready for a new season. Battalion 3-1 on the preseason. Trying to gain access to the Sudbury zone. Puck straight up in the air. Look out. And a fan's got a souvenir early on.
Well, you take a look at this line. Clayton, Coughlin, and Henderson. You know what? There's a lot of potential with this line. And over the course of the season, we'll see what happens to Walton and Villeneuve. And, of course, Farah. But again, these guys can be a very strong second line and do a lot of damage for the Wolves.
Draw one again nicely by Sudbury. Wolves poking it in, but the Battalion cleaning it up. And Sudbury's Gavin Ewells will try it again. Firing at the distance. Icing's going to be waved off on this one. Wolves heavy on the forecheck. Barely keeping the puck in, but again, it's Wellenreiter. Across the red line for North Bay. First on it, Ewells. Will be probably looked at heavily in this regular season as a veteran defenseman now for Sudbury. Ewells is on the puck right now for the Wolves. Quick up from Roberts. Eccleston for Sudbury. One move too many. Roberts, the defenseman, son of Gary Roberts, goes back to regain his position in a defensive zone. There's Blonda back there with Roberts. Roberts leaves it and gives it away, so a pass is going to come out in front. North Bay can't get a shot off. Now another chance. They get one, and it deflects into the corner. Close call there after a Sudbury giveaway. There's another giveaway inside the Wolves' end. Battalion have it. They're going to maintain possession, but not for long. So on the forecheck is Doucette for Sudbury. Doucette gets a shot, and he scores! First shot of the period, and it's 1-0.
Well, Henry Doucette with that shot. Larocque got a piece of it. It went off him into the net, and a good scoring opportunity. And you know what? We saw last season a glimpse or two or three or four of Henry Doucette at what he could do. So again, good start for Henry Doucette tonight. Coaches like this, showing the initiative, jumping into the play, putting the puck on net.
First shot of the period for Sudbury, and here comes Chitteroni for the Wolves. Little drop pass, but North Bay, nifty little toe drag move there by Ryder Cali. Puck does not go into the Wolves' end, so Battalion will try it again. Guerrera being worked on. Heavy hit thrown by Connors. Provorov, who is out to start the game here tonight inside the Wolves' end. Bennett will deflect it off the glass and out. North Bay cycling it in their own ends, deflecting back into Wolves territory. Herrera on the forecheck, hits Connors hard. Wolves cannot clear, but now they do. Another chance. Sudbury. Chitteroni hit hard from behind. That time by Arsene Pronin. Big heavy hit. Good physical play between these Highway 17 rivals, and you know what? We would not expect anything less.
They don't like each other. It never have. And
it's preseason. That's the beautiful part. Chase Coughlin, speaking of playing a rough hockey game, he's on the forecheck right now. Decides to not throw a hit that time. Carey, little drop pass for Aaron Enright. Enright, nice move inside the North Bay zone along the boards. Icing will not be called. Martin for Sudbury. Hustles, gets it to Ewells. Ewells forward pass to Coughlin. Coughlin another chance up to Henderson. Rowan Henderson for Sudbury. A little deep pass out there with Coughlin, and Coughlin has a stick lifted, so North Bay will come back. Chipping it inside the Sudbury zone. Noah Roberts on it first for the Wolves. Over to Blonda. Blonda back to Roberts, who goes for his skate, and he gives it away. Right in front of the Sudbury net, and Marshall not needing to make a save. Puck around the Sudbury net again. Blonda. He can really boogie with the puck, but this time goes for the pass, and look out. Giveaway inside the Sudbury zone. Battalion are on it. Manzo at the blue line for North Bay. Moving it around nicely. North Bay, a shot comes right off the mask of Marshall, and it's cleared into the corner. And that was Inhat Pazi who took the shot through a screen on purpose. Went through about 4 sets of legs, and Marshall made the save. Here's Roberts, another chance to move it out. This time he's going to ice the puck. And that will be called as Barahowski for Sudbury was in on the forecheck. But the faceoff will come back the other end.
Okay, so Luca Blonda, as I alluded to earlier, one of my favorite players on the roster last year. Let's not get too casual with the puck in your own end. I mean, after all, pass with authority, look for that open man, don't get caught, and again, put some oomph onto that puck. Just make sure you get out of your own end, then start the attack in the neutral zone into North Bay territory.
Battalion are on the forecheck right now, trying to get 1 goal back. Eccleston for Sudbury, big body for the Wolves. Skates it out. Now it's Walker for the Wolves, throwing a heavy hit. Fans it behind the glass, loving that one, but the Battalion will turn it back with a rush of their own. North Bay trailing by a goal. It was Henry Doucette, his first of the preseason. Wolves with a near giveaway inside their own ends, but they escape undamaged. Dean to the front of the net, deflected by Walker, and he'll pick up his own rebound. North Bay nearly coughing up another goal in this period as Ethan Dean will come back. Dean from London, Ontario, in on the forecheck by himself. Now he gets some help from Doucette, the goal scorer, and also McCharles is sniffing around for a loose puck. Puck will be kept in by Connors. Connors, nice pass out in front, waits, shot comes, pad save. Into the corner, Doucette on it again. Doucette looking for a man open. We got an arm in the air, so a penalty will be coming against North Bay. Dean, a pass out in front at the blue line. Extra attackers out. Gavin Yules waits again. Cross ice pass. Extra attackers out for Sudbury. Looks like a power play already. Martin into the corner, waits out in front. Chitteroni, Yules a shot one-time fashion, and that one ricochets all the way back. So play will resume. North Bay wholesale line change right now. As soon as North Bay touches up, it will be a Sudbury power play. And there it is right there as number 22, Nee, touches up, and it's going to be a Sudbury power play.
So going off to the box, wearing number 3, Kapagurtis. Jonathan Kapagurtis getting the gate, putting the Wolves on the power play. Don't forget that goal by Doucette unassisted early in the first period. 13:57 to go. It's a 1-0 Wolves lead. We have a timeout already.
And you mentioned Jonathan Kapaguritis. He's one of those players in this North Bay lineup that I'm certainly keeping an eye out for here tonight. Coming into this game in the preseason, ranked number 1 among defensemen. He's certainly been getting a lot of ice time. North Bay certainly liking what they're seeing among him. And he's been breaking in some points too.
Well, that's what they want. That's what they need. I mean, this is a rebuilding team, Coop, as well. Last year, the expectation level after several big trades, especially involving the Barrie Colts, the expectations were low. But then again, the Battalion managed to rise to the occasion and put it all together and start trying to do something by the end of the regular season. So again, good effort by the Battalion in terms of regrouping, getting some picks, and they've got some good talent on that roster this year. Had a chance to go through the OHL website, and a lot of expectations for this team this year already, because they know that they've got some not only youth but really good youth on that team.
Well, Wolves on a power play right now. This is Provorov. A wrister deflected in front. Rebound was there, and Chitteroni could not get his stick on it. So North Bay, an easy clearance. Wanda quarterbacking the power play, which we fully expect, and also Provorov back there. Provorov has the puck right now, number 97 for the Wolves. Chitteroni looked like a borderline offside, but no, play continues. Wolves have it, and they cannot maintain possession. Blonda has to start all over again for Sudbury. Coughlin, saucer pass into the skates of Provorov. He was calling for it and got it. Chitteroni, saucer dish, goes right in front of the North Bay bench. Wolves cannot keep the zone. Blonda once again across the red line. Goes for a little dance, hands off to Chitteroni. Chitteroni in deep. Provorov shot comes, and a neat glove save made by Charlie Larocque.
Played that one well. That one wasn't going in. So again, Larocque tested early and Doucette with the goal. 1-0 Sudbury here, and not a bad preseason crowd here at the Sudbury Arena. A lot of the regulars had a chance to ask about their summer, and of course, that's the usual question when you haven't seen someone since like last March. Yeah. How was your summer? Okay, we're done with that after this week.
Face off, won neatly by Sudbury, still on a power play for another minute, if not less. They've got possession now. A shot comes in front. Bennett's there. Looks back to the blue line. Hands it off to Martin. Martin back to Bennett. Bennett to McCharles. Shot comes. Glove save again made by Larocque. Seems to be a little bit more dialed in after that first goal went in on the first shot of the game.
McCharles, of course, from North Bay. Had a chance to see him in his rookie season with the Cubs, Sudbury Cubs, a couple of years ago. He has shown some nice development, a good skater, and now playing with the Wolves. So let's see what he can do at the OHL level.
Martin at the blue line for Sudbury. Cross ice to Bennett. Bennett, another cross ice pass to McCharles. McCharles got a level of grit in his game as well. Had a chance to watch a bit of the blue versus white game at training camp. And man, he was the spark plug out there for I can't remember what color he was playing for, but certainly stood out to me. McCharles into the North Bay zone. It's going to deflect high, not into the mesh, so play will continue. The puck is bouncing around like a ping pong ball, and North Bay will skate it out with 10 seconds left in the power play. Battalion shorthanded opportunity here. Out in front, backhand pass, and it did not get anywhere near the Sudbury net, but the Wolves with a giveaway. Dubravtsev, nice pass to himself. However, good poke check made by Yules. Yules has the puck now for Sudbury to McCharles, who will deflect it in. Power play is done, by the way, back to even strength with 11:45 to go in the first period. Battalion across the red line. Enright's taken down by Ethan Dean. Roberts for Sudbury along the boards, picked up by Pazzi. Pazzi, backhand pass and Doucette. Breakaway feed almost for Dean. Skates it in, just came off the blade of his stick. Another shot, rebound was there, looked harmless, and kind of a spinorama move by Henry Doucette, looking for his second of the period.
Well, it was Doucette who had actually originated that play in the neutral zone and made that pass to Dean, so quick to pounce on the puck. Wolves, couple of giveaways here in this first period. Not a good sign defensively. I mean, they've been fortunate. They've had the stops. But again, coaching staff will be all over the D in terms of trying to cut that number down.
Battalion will move it out. Pazzi with a burst of speed. Loved his season last year for North Bay. Wolves are on it, and a bit of a fluky pass went off the skate of the referee. That does happen sometimes.
It's part of the play.
Play continues, though. Sudbury will exit. Doucette, forward pass to Dean, who is looking the opposite direction. Jonathan Kapagaritis. Had to do some rehearsing on his last name before the broadcast, by the way. It's a great last name. Kapagaritis. North Bay. Cycling it around along the boards, deflecting right onto the stick of Finn Marshall, and he sees Laird gliding his way in, maybe looking for a loose puck, and Marshall says, you know what, we're just going to hang on.
Referees for tonight, Mike Cairns and Aiden Dion had a chance to do, work with Aiden many years ago when he first started refereeing. Now he's advanced to the OHL and, of course, the NOJHL. Your linesman tonight, David Milne, and a member of the Greater Sudbury Police Service, wearing number 45, Matt LeCavalier tonight.
Battalion, another shot. That one goes wide to the net after a face-off win. Wolves will clear to the center ice area. Provorov looking for it. And this is Warren for the Battalion. Back to Manzo. Manzo. Quick up to Vaughn, who deflects it into the Sudbury zone. Therefore, no icing on the play. Battalion trying to get one back, down by 1 goal. It was the first shot of the game for Sudbury, Henry Doucette. But now Sudbury the other way, Barahowski. Barahowski's shot comes, neat pad saved by Larocque. Wolves are on it, good pressure, and a giveaway. Back comes the Battalion. Vaughn waits, pass out in front. Kick save by Marshall. Now we got some pushing and shoving in front, and Noah Roberts taking a heavy left hook from Vaughn. And Roberts wants a piece of him. Standing in front of the net as well for Sudbury.
Yeah,
looks like Kamani Eccleston.
Well, Vaughn throwing a couple in front of the Sudbury net. And again, referees will try to straighten things out right now.
Maybe a couple of roughing minors after that skirmish. Looks like Roberts is going off for sure. There's a good couple left hooks in that little skirmish between those two.
Offsetting minors, so Roberts going off. And Bond for North Bay. No surprise here. Just over 10 minutes gone here in this game.
Kind of feels like a regular season game.
Well, it's North Bay. I mean, it doesn't take much to get these teams. Anytime, like I said earlier, Barrie, North Bay, Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Anything's liable to happen.
You gotta love it. So no power plays, just some 4-on-4 hockey. And for the fans in the building, this is always fun too. 4-on-4 opens things up a little bit more. That's Provorov winning the draw cleanly for Sudbury. And the Wolves will skate it out. Provorov mishandling the puck, but gets it right back to Chitteroni. Chitteroni looking in front of the net, a shot, and he scores! Oh, what a slick feed, and a beautiful finish. It's 2-0 Sudbury.
Chitteroni with all the legwork on that, threw it out to Provorov. He made no mistake. Wow.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Wide open cage on that one, but Chitteroni with the legwork and Provorov. If this is a sample of what we're going to see this season, nice pickup.
You know, I was talking to a few people before the broadcast here tonight, and they said, keep an eye out for number 97 of Sudbury. He's a lot of fun to watch play. And that one, he just cleverly snuck in behind the North Bay defenseman, and also all the credit to Chitteroni as well for the beautiful feed. His second of the preseason. It's 2-0 Sudbury. 9.5 to go in the opening period. Wolves are on it again. Passed out in front. Coughlin was trailing the play. North Bay will move it around in their own end. Kappa Garitis moving it out for the Battalion. Hands it off to Harper. Harper being watched carefully by Coughlin. Now Harper will try again. Good speed for Harper, but a good poke check for Coughlin. Partial break. But reading that play beautifully was Kappa Garitis. He and Coughlin collide in the far corners.
Yeah, Coughlin holding on just a little long on that. Lucky he didn't get called for holding.
Battalion back the other way. This is Carey. Carey 1-on-3, but decides to chase down the loose puck. Throwing a hit as well on Jaden Connors. Ewells across the red line. Dropping for Clayton. Around the North Bay net it goes. Blake Clayton is now trailing the play. Carey taking a hit from Connors. Battalion heavy on the forecheck. Still down by 2. And the 2 penalized players will come out of the box in about 15 seconds. Sudbury breaks loose. Blake Clayton. Clayton can't get too deep into the North Bay zone, but safely goes back to his defenseman. That's Cole Reggett. Blonda twisting and turning like we see him do all the time. It is just so much fun to watch as he makes access to the North Bay zone. Blonda, a little wrist shot into the corner. Walker takes a hit for Sudbury. McCharles in deep for the Wolves as well. Walker heavy on the forecheck for the Wolves. 7.5 minutes left. 2-0 Sudbury. Battalion will skate it out. Here comes North Bay. An opportunity perhaps here. Shot comes and looked like perhaps a paddle save there from Marshall. Went high and wide. Battalion trying to get something on net. This time it's Sudbury poking into the center ice area. Ethan Dean quick up to McCharles. McCharles trying to get around Greer, and he does. Heavy hit is thrown, and back the other direction comes North Bay. Pazzi for the Battalion. Pazzi takes a shot. Shoulder save for Marshall. Shots, by the way, tied at 7 between these two at under 7 minutes to go in the first period. Wolves will dig out the loose puck. They'll clean up defensively as there's a pileup in the corner. Ewells, and I believe that was Pazzi in behind the play, and they get separated. Ewells keeps an eye on him. Yules back inside the Sudbury zone now. Yules forward pass deflected neatly right off the stick of Daniel Barahowski to the side of the Sudbury net, or North Bay net, sorry. Aaron Enright. Enright looks forward, gets a pass to the center ice area, but reading that beautifully was Connors for the Wolves, who will just poke it right back into the North Bay zone. The goal scorer Doucette on the forecheck, but North Bay able to escape. Vaughn fresh out of the box. One move too many by Laird. Laird pass out in front to the side. A shot comes, pad save and a rebound saved as well by Marshall. He's made a couple of those this period. Harper at the blue line. Pass it in front for Laird. That one's blocked by Connors. Wolves are hemmed in their own end a little bit. And a good diving play for Doucette there. He's been a star of this first period.
Played really well.
Here comes North Bay again, looking for their first goal of the game. But they also need a line change, so they're glad to do that. Wanda winds up. Burst of speed across the red line. Still has it. Gets by 2, 3 different Battalion skaters. Hands it off to Bennett. Bennett along the boards. Provorov will wait. Cross ice feed. A giveaway. Wellenrider will take it for the Battalion. Wellenrider twisting and turning. Looking back to the blue line. He'll drop for Manzo. Manzo dropping for Pazzi. Waits. Wrister comes. Deflected by the skate of Chitteroni. Hudson Chitteroni, and the pass, a bit of an errant one from the Battalion, comes all the way back. 4:45 to go. Great pace in this first period, by the way.
Well, we don't have the elongated timeouts and what have you. That's why the pace is good, and that's what exhibition games are all about. Quick hockey.
North Bay around the Sudbury net. Reggett will pick it up for the Wolves along the boards. Yules, forward pass, and Provorov was looking the opposite direction. Marshall will hand it off to Yules again. Yules, quick up to Provorov. Whoa, look out. Backhand pass. I think he thought one of his own guys was there, but fortunately Yules is able to pick it up. Stretch pass for Sudbury. Icing is going to be waved off. Kent Greer, forward pass for the Battalion. Callie will chase it in, take a heavy hit from Roberts. Roberts gets the loose puck as well. Roberts and Greer exchange some shots after the play. Rowan Henderson nearly gets nailed. Pass out in front. Shot comes for Coughlin. And it's a good block save for LaRock. Wolves nearly make it 3-0 after some good pressure.
That was a nice setup.
Wolves back on it. Some good pressure again. But the Battalion put a stop to that. Jaden Connors into the North Bay zone. However, that will be an icing call against Sudbury.
So Greer and Enright going through the Battalion roster, both from the Ottawa Valley. One's from Renfrew, the other's from Cobden, just up the road. So go figure, they probably played against each other in minor hockey. Then they wound up playing rep hockey with the Ottawa Valley Titans, which is represents as far as competitive hockey is concerned, that area. So now they're teammates in North Bay. Go figure, they were both drafted.
You know, it's been a crazy period, right? I mean, we look back quickly. Shots are 6 for North Bay, 8 for the Sudbury Wolves. Doucette scores on the first shot of the game for the Sudbury Wolves. I've really liked his first period so far. It's been really, really good. Wolves add another one. Provorov, gotta love his game.
Beautiful, wide open net. He did not miss whatsoever. But Chitteroni did the legwork to set him up. That was a beauty.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's a few players like that coming into the arena tonight. Had a few people say, keep an eye out for this player. Keep an eye out for this player. You're really going to like him. And Provorov was one of those.
Well, comes to the team with lots of potential. And the thing is, we do have some gaps in the lineup to fill. In terms of the Sudbury roster, don't forget some missing players that have moved on to further their careers. So again, what are you going to do? You don't have Musty here. You don't have Molnar here. You don't have countless others. Delic, long gone. Goaltending, Krawchuk not here. So you've got to find those missing pieces.
Well, North Bay's on the forecheck right now. Back to the blue line. Just barely kept in by Enright. Enright tried to shoot. Gets it in front. Carey's shot comes, and it's gobbled up neatly by Finn Marshall, who, you know, has looked quite dialed in this first period, too, for Sudbury. You know, there's a guy who got some ice time last year, was quite the battle for the crease, if you will. And here's an opportunity for him heading into the regular season.
Well, it's an opportunity that, okay, you want this job, you want to be the number one guy, prove it.
Nice draw one by North Bay. Shot comes high over the helmet of Marshall, but the Battalion will maintain possession. Passing out in front, North Bay moving it around. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies right in behind the Sudbury net, trying to dig it free. About 3 minutes to go in the first period. And the Let's Go Wolves chants are starting in this preseason game. Walker for Sudbury. Run into the boards, but McCharles is there to help him out. McCharles on the forecheck for Sudbury. Ethan Dean back there as well, but it's picked up by North Bay. Here come the Battalion. This is Cronin. Not liking what he sees. Still not liking what he's seeing, so he hands it right back to his defenseman, Jonathan Kapagaritis. Kapagaritis spun around by Walker. So he hands it off to Brant Harper. Picked up by McCharles, who goes flying. It was going to be an offside call against North Bay, but they touch up. Battalion back in their own end. This is Harper. Harper, good heads-up play. North Bay skating into the Sudbury zone. Good active sticks, though, from the Sudbury defenseman. Blonda this time, up to Barahowski. Barahowski just barely across the blue line into the Sudbury bench and out of play.
That went off the linesman, so again, face-off inside the Sudbury line as a result of that puck. Where it was shot, it went off LeCavalier into the bench. So again, that's what they drop.
Play continues. The goal scorer, Doucette, firing it into the North Bay zone. Again, if you're just joining the broadcast tonight, that was the first shot of the period for Sudbury. And it was one that Charlie Larocque wanted back for the North Bay crease. But here we are. Wolves do add another from Provorov. It's 2-0 Sudbury. Wolves back at it. Barahowski, who won one of the preseason games in the shootout. I believe that game was in Timmins where he won that one. Barahowski around the North Bay net. Takes a weird bounce, and Yules will find it. Yules twisting and turning for Sudbury. Along the boards, big body Eccleston. He's being worked on, but he's helped out. Pass comes out in front. Barahowski back to the blue line. Yules waits, gets a shot off, deflected high and wide. Eccleston will throw a hit. Helped out by Barahowski. Barahowski, Eccleston. Chitteroni coming in to help on the forecheck as well. Sudbury picks it up. Yules to the side of the North Bay net. Final minute of play, by the way, about 40 seconds now. Sudbury deep inside the North Bay zone. And Warren will finally clear it for the Battalion. I'd say Sudbury's had probably more of the offensive pressure inside the North Bay zone in this first period. Provorov with 30 seconds to go in the period. Puck takes a dangerous bounce, and now Chitteroni loses his stick, courtesy of Manzo. And a few other skaters step in. Fans are calling for a penalty. I'm not sure that they'll get one.
They can call for a penalty all they want. There are only two people that make that call here tonight.
Yep. No penalty with 28.3 seconds to go in the first period. Face-off coming. Goal scorer Provorov does not win that one. Battalion will move it around along the boards. Red line it comes. This will be number 9, Briar Long for the Battalion. Around the Sudbury net. Final 10 seconds of the first period. North Bay can't keep it in. Maybe one more opportunity, but it looks like Manzo and North Bay will be content just to move it around. Barely inside the Sudbury zone. Final seconds will tick down. And there's the buzzer. So good first period. We see a couple goals from Sudbury. As we mentioned, Henry Doucette scoring in the first couple of minutes. First shot of the period. And then Vladimir Provorov as well, adding to make it a 2-0 lead for Sudbury.
And Chitteroni had a well-deserved assist there. So again, kudos to the Sudbury Wolves. Good period there, good start. Couple of defensive mistakes, but North Bay not able to cash in. And when they did get that loose puck, stellar goaltending in the Sudbury net keeps it a 2-0 hockey game.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe just touch on Finn Marshall quickly. I thought he looked real good in that first period.
Well, he was centered to the puck. There was one situation where North Bay came awfully close, but again, making the saves that he has to make. And again, it's all about preparation. I mean, for the coaching staff, you've got some rookies, you've got some players with some junior experience. Who do you start next Friday night? That's the question you've got to think about between now and next Friday. We'll talk about this over the next week. Who will the Wolves start in goal next week? Who has been the most impressive goaltender?
2-0 Sudbury after the first period of play. We'll take a break. You're watching Wolves Hockey. We'll see you again for second period action. Welcome back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. Brian Cooper alongside Rick Wyman as, well, you can hear the golden voice of JP, the PA announcer of the Sudbury Arena behind us as we are getting set for second period action. Wolves will lead off this second frame, leading by 2 goals. Henry Doucette and Vladimir Provorov as well. You know, you wonder, because it is a preseason game, do you think we'll see a goaltender switch halfway through? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, right?
Play everyone halfway through the game, why not? You want to be able to see and evaluate whether it be forward, defense, in goal, what these guys can do at this level, because after all, preseason games are running out. Start playing for keeps as of next Friday. Same 2 teams.
And one thing I wanted to mention, we didn't touch on a whole lot in the first period, was the physical intensity between these 2 clubs. I thought it was starting to kind of amp up a little bit. We saw the coincidental minors at one point between Roberts and I believe it was Laird. No, it was Vaughn, actually, when they were exchanging some shots.
Yes.
And do you expect to see maybe a little bit more of that in the second period?
Why not? Because these guys, someone wants to prove something to their respective coaching staff. And whether it be North Bay, whether it be Sudbury, hey, if you have to drop them, get physical, do whatever you have to do. Because remember what I said earlier. The coaches want to see these guys lay it on the line. They're playing for their job. Maybe it's a 4th line position, perhaps a 3rd line. Your 1st and 2nd line should pretty well be set. But you've got some guys on the bubble. They're on the fringe. So, you know what? Anything goes. So if you show that extra, like Doucette did in the first period, maybe the coaching staff will say, you know what? Henry did a lot of sitting last year. Maybe he deserves more ice time.
Oh, it's been an interesting first period. Great crowd, too, for a preseason game here at the Sudbury Community Arena. A reminder that regular season kicks off a week from today. GreaterSudbury.ca/tickets. They are available as we are set for second period action. It's going to be the goal scorer, Provorov, facing off against Evgeny Dubratsev. Provorov, Dubratsev, and it's won by North Bay. Here we go. Second period is officially on.
Do svidaniya.
What you said.
Yes, exactly. That's a Russian greeting.
Okay. North Bay looking to get one back in this second period. Good move there by Carrion along the boards, but stolen by Provorov. Provorov, saucer dish, lets it go. Bennett, shot comes, pad save made by the goaltender, Larocque. North Bay to the center line. Carey picks it up, nearly puts himself offside, but Blonda's back with Roberts. Roberts forward pass for Henderson. Battalion on it again, shot comes, stick explodes, and it'll be picked up by Provorov. Wolves unable to clear. Roberts being pressured. Hands it off to Blonda. Provorov again, who had quite a bit of ice time that first period. Sudbury having some issues clearing. Now they do. And just chipping it in barely was Braden Bennett.
Well, you had to do that because of a line change for Sudbury, much to their credit.
Battalion moving it out. Opportunity coming here. Puck bobbles dangerously in front, and Bennett's back there first for Sudbury. He loses the puck in his skates. Out in front is Vaughn. His stick is lifted. Vaughn stolen the forecheck. Wolves clear. Henderson. Like a pass-type shot that went right off the stick of Larocque. And the Battalion will skate it out again. Across the red line. North Bay, they give it away. Henderson. You wonder about a guy like Henderson, how many shifts he'll get. I mean, I feel like the coaching staff will want to see a lot more of the younger crew members to see what they're made of, right?
Well, this isn't like the NFL with an exhibition game where the starters seldom play and a lot of the guys that won't make the team normally do, but you have some guys that, like I said, that are battling for positions, and the coaching staff is all eyes.
Well, there's Eccleston with a shot that's just wide. Another one coming. Rebound in front. And Eccleston with a heavy hit on knee. Walker, quick up to Chase Coughlin, one of the veteran forwards for Sudbury. Pass out in front, and it's picked up by number 23, Javier Knee. Laird on the forecheck. Knee throwing a hit as well, and behind the Sudbury net. Battalion pass out, picked up by the Wolves. Dean forward pass to Coughlin. Puck bobbles off the blade of his stick, so North Bay will come back. This is long and way offside, as Laird was probably 4 strides inside the Sudbury zone before the puck.
Well, some good hustle by the Wolves here early in the second period, up by 2. And again, these guys making new friends, making new enemies across the ice, playing North Bay, a team that they'll see so often this season. They've already played the Sioux, so again, it's just heating up with players starting to play for keeps as of next weekend right across the league.
Play continues. Walker poking it in. Barahowski on the forecheck for Sudbury. Throws a hit. Battalion. They will get it out just barely. Ewells takes a whack at it. And North Bay. A lot of neutral zone play in this second period so far. Back and forth, back and forth. Pazzi for the Battalion waits, gets a shot off, and he scores. Just a zipper. Might have hit a stick and deflected up and over the shoulder of Marshall, but it's a 2-1 hockey game.
Went high upstairs on that one over the shoulder, and again, goalie drops. You've got that space. Made no mistake whatsoever. That's a nice scoring touch. And the Bay back in the game right from that the left face-off circle. The Dot has all the time to move into the circle, takes the shot upstairs, no problem.
Like I said, I might have hit a stick on the way in, but either way, it's a 1-goal hockey game now. Pazzi's 3rd of the preseason. 2-1. Glad to have you hanging out with us if you're watching online. Wolves back in their own end. Roberts coughs it up. Knee for the Battalion. Long is decked by Roberts. Roberts has had a couple of thunderous hits in this game so far for Sudbury. And look out, knee, another heavy hit. Getting a little bit chippy, as you and I just talked about a few minutes ago, to kick off this period. Trying to make an impact. Wolves back into the North Bay zone, and that's an easy offside call for the linesman.
Yeah, too easy on that one. And skating across the line, Luca Blonda. So you talk about Noah Roberts. Last year, he didn't overwhelm the opposition. And I think this year, this is his chance to show some veteran leadership and more physicality really on the line. He's got to step it up, and it's crucial that he does because the Wolves a little thin. They've got Blonda back there as well. They've got some other bodies, but his presence is going to be needed.
Well, here comes the goal scorer. Doucette had his stick lifted for Sudbury. Battalion putting it right back the other way. Burst his speed. Opportunity comes. Shot blocker save made by Marshall. Battalion will keep it in. Regan, forward pass. Wolves come back the other way. Doucette will chip it in, and a forward line change coming right now for Sudbury.
Yeah, the line changes have been very quick. Have you noticed?
I have. Cronin for the Battalion. Shot comes, and a blocker save. A bit of an awkward one, but Marshall got the job done.
Yeah, the coaching staffs for both teams, Coop, aren't letting the guys stay out there too long. They're changing quickly on the fly, so hey, why not? Coaches want to see the players in all kinds of situations.
Face-off inbound. It's going to be Provorov and Cali. Face-off won cleanly by North Bay. Shot from the blue line, deflected dangerously in front. Rebound was there, picked up by Cali. Marshall was down, not needing to make a save, though. Warren for North Bay. Back to the blue line it goes, picked up by Brant Harper. Harper looking for Warren, and a good stick check there for Sudbury. Just to get it out. Chitteroni hit just in front of the Sudbury bench. Pass back to his defenseman, Ewells. Ewells, a wind-up slapper, hits the back of the North Bay net. Harper takes a nudge from Chitteroni. Good forechecking right now for the Wolves. But the Battalion will skate it out. Cali again across the red line. This is Cali for the Battalion. Pass out in front. Rebound is there. Into the corner. Held on to by Vaughn. Vaughn to the blue line. Pass out in front. Off the skate of Martin. That shot coming from Jonathan Kapagaritis. Battalion on it. At the blue line. Kapagaritis couldn't get the shot that time. Vaughn just steers it around the Sudbury net. Rowan Henderson. Forward pass to Provorov. Back to Henderson. Opportunity here for Sudbury. Shot comes into the mesh and out of play.
Henderson, nice burst of speed there on the attack. And again, he'll see lots of ice time this year. I mean, he came in to his own last fall. We were marveling at his development, showing a lot of hustle. Most talented player out there? Not necessarily, but someone with a tremendous amount of drive and will.
Face-off coming inside the North Bay zone. Draw is one. Bit of a scramble for it. Shot comes right away for Sudbury. Good blocker save for LaRocque. Another shot and another. A couple of rebounds as look out, some pushing and shoving, and Chase Coughlin gets a bit of a mitt up high. Looks over at the referee. Doesn't look like a call is going to come.
Your referees for tonight aren't your regular OHL referees. You've got locals doing the game here tonight simply because they're preseason, so they'll temper the play. They'll just take the guys and say, you know what, calm down. We're not going to start sending guys to the penalty box. The refereeing standard will come into full effect next Friday.
Face-off won by Sudbury. Roberts, a wrister coming. A stick exploded on the play. North Bay, they're off to the races. Pazzi waits, drops. Shot coming, deflected in front of the Sudbury net. Now we got an arm in the air, and a penalty is going to come against the Wolves. It's going to be a slashing call. And it's Coughlin in the box, so a North Bay power play.
A little bit of chop there for Coughlin. Earlier on, had that really the big mid out there trying to hold on to his sweater. Didn't get called for that, but this time he's going off.
So an opportunity for the Battalion to maybe tie things up here. Not even halfway through the second period. 14-12 to go. Sudbury scoring both of theirs back in the first period. And then it was Inad Pazzi scoring his third of the preseason. Here we go, North Bay power play.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot too, so full credit to him.
Face-off is won by the Battalion. Wellenrider to the side of the Sudbury net. Pass out in front, blocker save from Marshall. Where is it? It's lost in the crowd. And the referee will blow the whistle.
Tried to center it, but the stick, glove, pad got in the way, so he wisely holds on. So very quick game tonight. You'll notice a big difference between this evening and next week with all the timeouts. So again, enjoy this. Some great fast-paced hockey for OHL exhibition play.
Ethan Dean trying to win the draw for Sudbury. It's won by the Battalion. They're set up on the power play. To the outside it goes. North Bay will move it around, but Sudbury, good active sticks defensively. Battalion pick it up, though. Here's Pazzi. Twisting and turning. Pazzi back to the blue line. Pazzi does a full 360. Gets a shot off, blocked by Ewells, and Sudbury, a good exit clear.
He had a lot of time to play with that puck in the Wolves zone, trying to set something up. And, you know, when you're given that kind of time, take it, try to set something up.
Jonathan Kapagaritis.
You like that name?
It's a great name. Great name. Every team has that one last name that's just a lot of fun to say.
That Greek presence in the North Bay lineup.
Wolves firing it right back in. Power play has about 50 seconds left. Again, a welcome to you watching online the game this evening. Final home preseason game for the Sudbury Wolves. Second last preseason game in general before the regular season kicks off next Friday against this very team, the North Bay Battalion. And honestly, what a fitting way to kick off the season against your Highway 17 rivals.
I've got to tell you, I'm dying to see Rouyn-Noranda Huskies when they come to Sudbury during the regular season. Yeah, they played each other in the exhibition in Timmins, but I want to see that home-and-home series in Rouyn and in Sudbury.
That would be pretty cool. Face-off.
Good team last year in the Q.
Yeah. That was a face-off one and a shot at the same time by Barahowski. Battalion looking to tie things up. Long gliding down the wing. It'll be picked up by Harper. Harper slows it down. Into the corner. Harper receives the pass again. A good active stick there for Walker of Sudbury. Short-handed still are the Wolves. Wrister comes right through the blue paint. It'll be picked up by Connors, and this should pretty much do it for the North Bay power play. Reggett, forward pass. Intentionally all the way into the North Bay zone, and power play is officially done. Battalion moving it forward. Laird Handing it off neatly to knee. And right. Pass to the side of the Sudbury net. Picked up. So the Wolves will be back the other way. Coughlin has got a man going in front. Pass there. Stick save made by Larocque. And North Bay is back the other way. Long. Handing it off to Laird. Laird's backhand pass stolen by Eccleston. Eccleston forward to McCharles. McCharles throwing a cross check, but play will continue. Battalion right back into the Wolves' end. Blonda will cycle it around. He winds up. Another stick has exploded inside the Sudbury zone. Blonda, look at him skate. Forward pass to Coughlin. Coughlin just chipping it in, and Blonda will trail the play as well. Pass out in front. Shot comes. A big slapper from Ewells, and that one was blocked in front by the defenseman for North Bay. Cronin back the other direction. Drop pass for Carey. Carey handing it off. Shot comes for North Bay. They fan on it. It'll go around the Sudbury net. Evgeny Dubrovtsev around the boards to Carey. Carey a giveaway, and we got an arm in the air again. Looks like it's going to be another Sudbury power play, or North Bay power play, I should say. And I believe it's going to be, Wolves fans might be doing a little bit of a double take when they see 27 on the ice. It's not Quentin Musty.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Eccleston. So
Kamani Eccleston is in the box for Sudbury. Another North Bay power play. So,
well, when you give the opposition too many chances on the power play, lightning is going to strike.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, as we expected, a little bit more of the chippy play in this second period. And I'm fairly confident that's kind of where this penalty kind of started from as well for Sudbury. So you got to handle your emotions. You got to show in these situations how you can handle yourself.
Well, it's like a playoff game, Coop, because the thing is you play a team once, twice early on, and after, okay, you don't really know the competition when you first set out on the ice for that first game, but the second game, maybe it's just like the Sioux. Then things change. Things get a little rougher. Then all of a sudden you start taking numbers. We'll see you next game in the regular season schedule. So that's how that combustion starts on the ice. Listen, we could call it many other things. I'd like to call it combustion on the ice because it'll start at next week. These two teams, who knows what's going to happen. Plus, you'll have your regular OHL officiating crew in. Isn't
it amazing how the momentum swings, though, too, right? And penalties will often be a contributing factor to that.
Oh.
And here we go for North Bay. Great chance for them to tie things up. But winning that draw was Sudbury, and Chitteroni will chip it deep inside the North Bay zone, almost halfway through the second period. It is 2-1 Sudbury. Both of the Wolves goals coming in the first period, including the first shot of the game for Doucette. Wolves not giving the Battalion a whole lot of time or space to move around. And North Bay will have to start all over again. Wanted to mention that the Wolves did just do a goaltending change, so it's Jason Tremblay in net now for Sudbury as Marshall is not in. And this often happens in preseason action.
Sure, why not?
That goaltender change just happened. Wolves firing it back into the North Bay zone. On the other end of things, it's still Charlie Larocque in net for the Battalion. 9:50 to go in the second period. Here's the Battalion trying to get the equalizer. Dubrovtsev unable to hang on, and right back onto the stick of Larocque. Pretty tenacious penalty kill right now for Sudbury. Here's Barahowski. Barahowski passed out in front. Looked like for a second he was maybe thinking about the Michigan, but that was not the case.
Too early. Maybe
too early
week.
for that.
Maybe next week.
Battalion moving it out of their zone. Only 20 seconds left in this power play already. Not a whole lot going for this man advantage for the Battalion, but they've got it now. North Bay, Harper at the blue line, handing it off. Harper gets it again. Pass out in front. Kapagoritis. Nice cross-ice feed shot, and off the iron. You can hear the ping from here as the Battalion come close. Power play is officially done. Shot comes. Pad save made for Jason Tremblay. Harper for the Battalion. Twisting and turning in Sudbury. They're just going to launch it the distance. This has potential for icing. And they're going to say no. Kapagaritis. Burst of speed out of the North Bay zone. Again, he's had a fantastic preseason for the Battalion. Feel like North Bay fans are going to love him. Puck hemmed in along the boards. Lots of extra pushing and shoving, and here comes Pazzi in the Battalion. Pazzi down the wing, shot comes, pad save for Tremblay. And the Wolves will clear again. Doucette on the forecheck. Wolves have it at the center line. Doucette. Looked like it went off the Wolves bench potentially, but
that's what I'm seeing.
Play will continue. Gotta love preseason, right? Just let them play.
Officials, broadcasters, players, we're all trying to get into the swing of things.
7:45 to go in the second period. Wolves now with a chance. Another stick has exploded. We should start keeping a tally of how many sticks have exploded this game, Rick. We're up to at least 5. Battalion back the other way. Pazzi. Cross-ice feed, a bit of a blind pass, and the Wolves will exit. They don't get too far. Wellenrider taking a heavy hit from Walker. Pereira, pass out in front. No shot available. Pazzi again for North Bay. Wellenrider back to the blue line. Wellenrider, good puck possession right now. Gets a wrister off, deflected. Tremblay did not see that at all. It went through about 4 different players. Great pressure right now from the Battalion.
Look at this cycling. They're getting too much room.
And right. There's a shot and a pad save again for Tremblay. Shots tied at 12 apiece now. Battalion back in their own ends. And right. Pressured by Coughlin. Coughlin all alone. A shot and it goes high and wide. Close call. Just a really good back check for Chase Coughlin. Pazzi to knee. Shot comes. It's blocked by Blunda. Sudbury unable to skate it out of their zone. Yule's on it now for Sudbury. Backhand pass over to Blonda. Blonda along the boards to McCharles. McCharles, cross-ice feed intended for Coughlin. He's maybe a little bit out of gas after that burst of speed. He's off to the bench for a change.
Hey, the Bay's turning it on right now here in the latter stages of the second period, so they have found their game.
Battalion moving it around with 6 minutes to go in the second period. Kapagaritis. Forward pass to Long. Laird will take a heavy hit in along the boards. And you know what? For the fans here at the Sudbury Arena, too, this has been a great game. Just a great game to watch. Good crowd. You know it's going to be even bigger next Friday night for the home opener. Wolves are on it. Chitteroni dropping. And Barahowski overskated the puck. So here comes North Bay. And a good back check there for Noah Roberts. Comes back to his defensive post. Yules to Barahowski. Puck is just barely inside the North Bay zone. Chitteroni can't hang on. Now he picks up the loose puck. We've certainly seen our fair share of back and forth passes, some giveaways this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there have been some mistakes too, but of course it's early.
There's Chitteroni with a shot. His stick was lifted last second. Otherwise a golden opportunity. Kapagaritis. As the Battalion will lob it into the Sudbury zone. Potential for icing? No. Continues, and look out, Carey went into the far boards, and that stung him. Play's going to continue, and look out, another big hit from behind, and now we're going to get some pushing and shoving.
It started with Carey going down awkwardly. Looked like he wasn't thrown into the boards, he just landed awkwardly, so teammate comes in, takes exception to Carey going down. That's definitely a hit from behind, but
so it's going to be Evgeny Dubratsev off to the box for North Bay. And no penalty for Sudbury, but things getting a little bit more chippy. And you're right, that just started after a bit of an awkward fall for Carey, and then things just got a little bit more heated behind the net.
Battling for the puck, kind of lost his balance, went down awkwardly, and as Dubratsev took exception to that, he went in and decided to hit someone. Really from behind. I mean, really, in minor hockey, that's a hit from behind, you're gone. Here, not necessarily so, but one of those situations when you see those numbers and you see the boards right in front of a player, not a good scenario for anyone, especially in minor hockey, but at this level, there's a tendency to let more things go.
And a reminder that the Wolves did change up their goaltenders as well. So Finn Marshall is now out. Jason Tremblay is in to probably play the rest of this game.
Okay, so you get a half a game in to prove what you're up to. And again, it's going to lead to the big question next week as to who starts the season. It's always prestigious. I mean, you know that. It'll be a good crowd here next week. And you know what? If you get the first start at home and you win, you're the hero for the night. So, hey, why not? And it's just a minor to Dubravtsov at this time, the penalty, as indicated by the officiating crew. Shots on goal have certainly simmered down. It's 13-12 North Bay so far in this game, but 2-1 contest, pretty tight. Let's see what happens.
So Sudbury on a power play now. We've seen the Battalion have a few of their own. And it is a check from behind. Wolves are on it. Shot comes. Good save for Larocque. And Wolves are buzzing right now inside the North Bay zone. Battalion a chance to clear. Looks like they will do just that. And it's going to be Blonda coming all the way back. The goaltender Tremblay nearly getting out of that danger zone, if you will. And the Battalion are going to kill some more time off the clock with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this second period. There's a shot from the red line right onto the stick of Tremblay. Battalion, another shot. Shoulder save for Tremblay. Blonda going for a skate for the Wolves. Drop pass for Provorov. Provorov, one move, maybe one move too many as the Battalion will come out, and a big hit was thrown by Coughlin on the way out of the North Bay zone. First minute of the power play is done already. Blonda, forward pass to Barahowski. Barahowski, drop fat pass, intended for McCharles. He'll hand it right back to Barahowski, and we got another arm in the air. And it's going to be a slashing penalty coming, I believe, against McCharles.
Okay.
That power play is over.
Some of the guys getting a little lazy with the sticks and just going for that extra swat out there. So McCharles going to the box. So again, North Bay with a chance at even strength right now. Both teams playing at 4 aside.
Face off. A little 4-on-4 hockey action for 46 seconds. Then North Bay goes back on a power play.
And we like that. 4-on-4 hockey is always good.
Draw one by Sudbury. Blonda is tied up. Pazzi looking for the loose puck. Wolves a bit of a miscommunication, so here comes the Battalion. We're going to move it around. Still 4-on-4. North Bay looking for a shot on net. Pereira. He'll make his way towards the net. Now off to the boards. Greer for North Bay. We'll get it right back. Cross ice feed and right. He'll wait. Looking for a man open. Finds Pereira deep inside. And Sudbury will pick up the loose puck. Martin for the Wolves. Cross ice to Bennett. Bennett for Sudbury. Right onto the stick of goaltender Larocque. And the Battalion are now on a power play as they gain access to the Sudbury zone. Nearly a breakaway for the Battalion. Pazzi looking back to the blue line. Still a 2-1 hockey game in favor of Sudbury. Harper gets a wrister on just to the side of the net. Takes a wicked bounce. Ends up in front of the Sudbury net, but the Battalion will maintain possession. Harper. Backhand pass to Pazzi. Gets a shot off the skate. And a good block there by Bennett. I've really liked his second period for Sudbury. Pazzi for the Battalion, dropping for Dubravtsov. Back to Pazzi in the corner. To the blue line. Kapagarigas. Into the side it goes, and Dean for Sudbury in the PK. Carey seems like he's okay after going down awkwardly. A hand pass. Wanted to quickly touch on Jason Tremblay, the goaltender who's in net from Quebec. Played 33 games last season for the Lindsay Muskies in the OJHL. 33 starts. And so clearly the Wolves organization had their eyes on him. Wanted to see what he could do maybe.
Okay, and where in Quebec is he from?
Alma. A-L-M-A.
Alma, yes, that's in northern Quebec.
Alma.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was Olma or Alma.
Alma.
Or
Alma.
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 There you go.
I'm going to have to work on my
Alma, Quebec.
geography a little bit.
Never been there, heard all about it.
So we just had a battalion skater go off to the dressing room. Not entirely sure what the situation was there. 2:01 to go. 20 seconds left in this power play for North Bay. And it looks like the Wolves are not going to give the battalion a whole lot more time to do anything on this PP. North Bay back the other direction. Noah Roberts on it first, Yules. And the battalion just barely keeping it in. Power play is officially done. Harper is taken down. Blake Clayton skating around his man, picks up the loose puck. Here comes Clayton, held on to a little bit, waits, pass back. Roberts was trailing. He'll fire it around the North Bay net. Dean on the forecheck for Sudbury. Quite a few bodies in behind the North Bay net now. McCharles fresh out of the box. McCharles for Sudbury. Back to Yule. So it is a 10-minute misconduct to one of the battalion skaters.
Something was said.
Something was said.
And the referee didn't like it.
Final minute of play in the second period. Well and Ryder, all the way back it goes. Around the Sudbury net, Roberts. Forward pass, Eccleston now. Down the wing for the Wolves. That one off the mark. Wolves are on the forecheck. Eccleston again. Bodies tossing around right now. Another shot coming for Sudbury, deflecting into the corner. Final 30 seconds of this second period. Shots tied at 13 apiece. This one's going to trickle right down onto the stick of Tremblay.
Pretty tight, 13-13.
Yeah.
Very unusual for this stage of the game.
It feels like there's been more shots than that, but it's, a lot of rebounds, a lot of odd bounces, and a little bit more chippy play in this second period, which only has 14 seconds left.
Well, that was shot number 14. So 27 shots in this game so far. 2-1 Sudbury, just a few seconds left.
Provorov going to take the draw for Sudbury, face-to-face with Nolan Laird. Final 10 seconds of the period. Martin, maybe one more opportunity here for Sudbury. That one comes, and it's blocked neatly by Long. Long just lets the puck go by, and it's going to be an icing call with exactly 1 second left on the clock. And I think they're going to pull their goaltender just to get the extra skater out here, because why not? So Tremblay's off to the bench for Sudbury. And it was actually the players who called that play right away. They said, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah. This would be really a lot of fun to see if they score, but highly improbable.
So Provorov will take the draw for Sudbury. Coughlin is out there. He's got the right-handed shot. Ideally, it's a one-timer. Provorov does not win the draw. And that's how she goes. 2-1 after 2 periods of play.
Remember when Bill Mosienko, of course you wouldn't remember that, but you read about it when he scored 3 goals in 21 seconds. So when you think about it, 1 second, 1 shot.
It could happen.
It would be fun.
It could happen. It could happen. So 2 periods in the books on this final home preseason game for the Sudbury Wolves against their Highway 17 rivals. Shots 14 for Sudbury, 13 for North Bay in a game which, honestly, it feels like the shots should be like 30-29 or something, but
no, that's not the case.
A lot of back and forth action tonight.
Yeah, it's very tight, and again, North Bay has picked up their play in the second period. Before, you could safely say that Sudbury had the advantage in that first period, but North Bay coming back, a couple of power play situations, and again, a few more penalties. So again, setting the template for next week, the season opener here next Friday night. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to that. But again, we have one more period left in exhibition play tonight.
Well, I was going to say, we talked about going into the second period. Does the physical intensity pick up a little bit? Which it did. We saw that in the second period. Do you think that heats up even more heading into the final frame?
Not to a high extent, but it will pick up. After all, here we go. Might be the last chance for some players to show what they've got to impress the coaching staff.
All right, we'll take a break. You're watching Wolves hockey. Third period action is when we'll talk to you again. Welcome back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. Brian Cooper alongside Rick Wyman. Final home preseason game for the Sudbury Wolves, taking on their Highway 17 rivals. The Wolves do have one more preseason game this weekend, of course, playing the Kingston Frontenacs, if I recall. But then we get set for next Friday, a week from today. Home opener against the Battalion. It is going to be good.
Wow, I can't believe how quickly summer has passed, and it seems like last night we were just talking about the end of last year's regular season schedule. Here we are, back again, for your enjoyment, for your viewing pleasure. And we're going to have a ball this season because, you know what, I think we're going to see a lot of surprises. David Bowen will be joining us from time to time. Of course, you'll be able to check out David on the road, but we've got an interesting season ahead for the Sudbury Wolves. Some new faces and some exciting faces, too. So we'll see who the next Kieran Walton, the next Nathan Dilda, the next Luca Blonda will be.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting at this time of the year because everyone's equal. Opening night. We'll see what happens from here on in.
Well, and honestly, you got to really feel for, like, the coaching staff who at this point in the preseason, they got to make some big decisions. And it's, you know, it impacts players and big decisions. And it's got to be tough in the next 3 to 4 days.
Well, you know, they play, the Wolves do anyways, they play in Stouffville on Sunday against Kingston before they decide to end their exhibition schedule. So again, it'll be an interesting week. Some players will leave the team and will be disappointed. Others will be ecstatic that they've made the team and are staying.
All right, well, we are set to kick off third period action here. It's a 2-1 lead for the Battalion, or for the Wolves, I should say.
I mean, I've been cut from teams before. I haven't been too happy, but that spurs you to do better the next time around.
And we are off third period action. This Battalion take the puck into the Sudbury zone. Blonde is on it first. North Bay has been looking for that equalizer goal, and a big heavy hit thrown on Bennett early on in this one. Chitteroni back the other way, getting around Manzo. Chitteroni around the North Bay net. Back to the blue line he looks. He gets it to Blonda. Roberts, wrister coming. Glove save for Charlie Larocque. We saw a goaltending change for Sudbury back in the second period as Finn Marshall started the game, and it's been Jason Tremblay now in net for Sudbury, and Charlie Larocque is staying in for this one.
Okay. And North Bay with another game coming up this weekend as well. They're playing Owen Sound, so they've got another exhibition game to straighten out their lineup.
Blake Clayton to take the face-off, and linesman from the outskirts saying, no, we got to do this all over again.
So I mentioned before that Kitchener leading Oshawa 7-0 in exhibition play. That's why I don't take exhibition games too seriously. 7-0? Really? Come on.
Around the North Bay net it goes. Battalion. A lot of pressure coming from Henderson and Clayton. Clayton poking the puck back to Coughlin. Connors all the way back for Sudbury off the boards, and a good move to get it back into the North Bay zone. Kappa Garaitis lobbing it into the Wolves zone. It's definitely been a fair share of heavy hits in this period, or in this game, I should say. Clayton back on it for Sudbury. Two players get tangled up just in behind the Sudbury net. Wolves will get it across their blue line. No, they don't. It's North Bay maintaining possession. Good pressure right now from the Battalion. Around the Sudbury net. Greer at the blue line. Rister coming, deflected in front. Tremblay looking the opposite direction. And it was his defenseman who found the loose puck. Otherwise, North Bay may have had an open net. Greer pounding it back into the Sudbury zone. Icing not called. Yules will go for a skate. Quick pass, and Coughlin wanted to get off for a line change. Bit of a miscue between him and Yules, but play continues. No icing. Eccleston out to take a shift for Sudbury. Looking back to the blue line. Harper for North Bay. Handing it off to Knee. Shot comes, deflected high into the mesh. And out of play. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Nothing too crazy.
It'll be interesting to see who makes this North Bay squad. They've got some good talent out there. And again, with that whole scenario of one more exhibition game to get things straightened out. It's going to be an interesting season in North Bay this year. You're going to see a different team from last year, and I'm thinking a fast-paced, competitive team. And it's going to surprise a lot of people.
Face-off incoming, 2 minutes gone in this third period already. 2-1 Sudbury. It's been that way for quite some time. Battalion have been looking for that equalizer. Wolves will pound it back into the North Bay zone. Walker's on the forecheck for Sudbury. Barahowski in deep as well.
Hey, fans getting vocal for the first time tonight.
Yeah. Wellenrider for North Bay. Drop for Harper. Shot comes. Was going for that blocker side up high, and he missed. Wolves need a full wholesale line change. And North Bay's going to try and capitalize on that. Here's Pazzi. Pazzi pass out in front. Gets it to the corner instead. Blonda back to play it defensively. Roberts was waiting. Noah Roberts up to Barahowski. And the Battalion come right back. A miniature 2-on-1. Pass out in front and a good read for Sudbury's defenseman. Roberts.
Good recovery.
Yeah, great recovery. Blonda skating with it nicely. Barahowski back to play a defensive role. He wants a line change. Roberts handing it over to Doucette. This is Ethan Dean wearing number 11 for Sudbury, taking it to the North Bay net, but has his stick lifted. Look out, puck goes off the North Bay bench and out of play.
Well, pretty tame start to this third period. After a couple of minutes, 3:16 gone, still a 2-1 game. Shots on goal, 15-14. Wow. It'll open up, don't worry.
Yep.
Next Friday night, Coop, we're going to see a totally different game. Expect things to be wide open, very competitive, and why not? You're going to have your better players. Then, of course, some of the better players are going to be off to NHL training camps.
Yep. Face-off coming. Vladimir Provorov, who scored the second goal for Sudbury, gets it to the North Bay net. It is steered aside. Battalion will move it out long. Nice pass right on the tape of knee. He goes down in a heap with Blonda. Battalion get it again at the red line. Backhand saucer dish deep inside. Blonda's on it. Backhand pass over to Roberts. We've seen a lot of this defensive pairing tonight. Roberts and Blonda. Roberts is on it right now. Forward pass off the boards to Bennett. Gillaroni across the red line. One move nearly offside as Provorov had to take a glide back. Sudbury's Blonda will wire it around the North Bay net. Battalion move it out. Unfortunately beyond the reach of Long, and so Sudbury will pick it up. Reggett up to Doucette. Doucette, nice pass right on the tape of Dean. Dean for Sudbury. Shot comes, blocker save. Big rebound out in front, but cleared up by the Battalion. Long. 15.5 to go in the third period. Battalion needed a line change, and their dump-in ended up coming right back into their own zone. Here's Pazzi. Trying to get around Connors. They exchanged a few shots. Pazzi, such a powerful skater. We saw a heck of a season from him last year for North Bay. A lot of expectation for him this coming season. Here's Doucette, who opened the scoring for Sudbury. Doucette took down Dubretsev. Gave each other a few extra shots just for good measure. Cronin, as the Goal Wolves go chants are going now inside the Sudbury Arena. It's a preseason crowd, but man, they've been loud tonight, that's for sure.
Louder now here in the third period.
Battalion firing it back into the Sudbury zone. Shots 16 for Sudbury, 14 for North Bay. Wolves deflecting it in. Anderson chasing the puck down, pass out in front, and look out, a stretch pass. Cronin for North Bay. Shot comes, and a good, clean save for the goaltender from Alma, Quebec, Jason Tremblay.
Well, what did I say in the first period, Coop? I said that North Bay trying to cash in on those stretch passes. They did it earlier on. Here's a good example of what they were trying to do, and the shot on goal, but a nice save by Tremblay. getting some ice time here in the second half of this contest as this game winds down pretty quick. Over 5 minutes played so far, still a 2-1 game.
Face off incoming. One nicely by Sudbury. Right off the glass it goes. This could be an icing call. Icing is waved off. Henderson showing off why he has the nickname Speedy Henderson.
The name that you gave him, the nickname. That's
I am
Speedy
really
name.
hoping it catches on. I really want it to catch on. Battalion are on it right now. This is Warren. Warren, nice dish to the side. Wrister comes. Glove save by Tremblay. Trickles into the corner. Manzo. Around the Sudbury net. Blonda using his feet to make the play. Callie run in too hard by Roberts. Roberts certainly doing his gritty defensive work. Callie and Roberts exchanging a few shots again. Around the Sudbury net it goes. Roberts pass out in front. Battalion are on it. Shot. What a pad save for Jason Tremblay. That could have been tie game. My goodness me, a beauty in a preseason game that be. Here's Walker for Sudbury. Pass it in front. Deflected high. Not over the glass. Close call for North Bay. And now Eccleston exchanging some shots. A couple hooks with Parker Vaughn. We've seen Vaughn in the mix of a few different skirmishes here tonight. Vaughn firing it right back in. Eccleston flagged back to the Sudbury bench. Things picking up a little bit. 7 minutes gone in the third period. Provorov for Sudbury. Dipping it in, and the Battalion will try to clear it. It's kept in just barely by Sudbury. It looked like offside.
Yeah.
Offside call.
Went across, swept back in. I still have it, Coop, as an official. I can call him from the press box.
There you go. That's good. That's good.
Tremblay, some really good lateral movement going from his left to his right to make that big save a couple of moments ago. But so again, got a couple of goaltenders who've got some moxie going on. So who stays and who goes?
Well, and that was just a gorgeous pad save a few minutes ago. But the score remains at 2-1. The guy who scored the second goal was Vladimir Provorov. You know, looking at his stats, in 80 games, 37 goals, 97 assists, 134 points. The guy's going to turn some heads.
He can light it up.
He can certainly light it up. So if you're a Wolves fan, longtime Wolves fan, wondering which player should I be keeping an eye out for, I would suspect that number 97 on the ice here tonight is a guy that we might be saying a lot of.
Yeah, but Coop, you need that. There's no Musty in the lineup this year. And the thing is, Kieran Walton and Nathan Villeneuve are going to need some support. So why not Provorov?
You know, at the very least, he's making a good case for himself, right, in this preseason action. So a lot of fun to watch play so far.
Oh, he's not going anywhere.
Ironically, he takes the face-off, pokes it into the North Bay zone. Battalion have been looking for that equalizer goal for a little while now. Both Sudbury goals came back in the first period. Doucette and Provorov. Pazzi scored the only one for North Bay in the second period. But here comes North Bay now. Unable to maintain possession, so Sudbury comes back. This is Bennett lobbing it into the corner. Bennett takes the puck right off the midsection. Provorov on the forecheck, back to the blue line, and offside again for Sudbury. They got a touch up. See, I could be an official too, Rick.
Coop, it was so close. So close.
Yeah, I could be a linesman.
There you go.
Play continues. Greer on it for North Bay. Off the boards, picked up by Chitteroni. Chitteroni handing it off to Doucette. Doucette, a shot comes, looking for his second of the night, and a good gobbled up save by Larocque.
We didn't see that kind of an offensive initiative last year with Doucette. Kind of tentative, you know, tried to get physical, but now far more aggressive on the puck, taking the play to the competition. So that's a good sign for Henry, possibly staying on that Wolves roster.
Face-off incoming. We just saw Ryder Carey come out of the North Bay penalty box. I believe he was the one who was handed that 10-minute misconduct back in the second period.
Well, he went down quite heavily at one end of the ice and didn't like what transpired.
Wolves on the forecheck. McCharles throwing a hit to get the loose puck right off the back of the North Bay net. Dean's trying to help him out. Long back there for North Bay. Good forechecking pressure from Sudbury. Harper and Doucette. And right forward pass. And the Battalion move it out. Nice tape-to-tape passing between Long and Nee. But around the Sudbury net it goes. 9 minutes gone in this third period. Of the 3 preseason games the Wolves have played, 2 of them have gone to a shootout. Been an interesting preseason for Sudbury.
I can handle that. Why not? More bang for the buck.
North Bay, 3-1. This is a shot from Coughlin high and wide. 3-1 on the preseason for the Battalion. And another shattered stick. Make that number 6 of the game. I'm keeping a tally just for fun.
The man who can invent an unbreakable stick is going to make a lot of money.
Wolves are on it right now. Blonda loves to skate with the puck. This time he hands it off to Barahowski, who fanned on the shot. Battalion lobbing it into the neutral zone area. Anderson run in too hard by Nee. Barahowski looking for the loose puck as well. Barahowski dropping for Eccleston. North Bay finds it. They need a line change, so they're going to dump it in without taking icing. Noah Roberts. Forward pass, and look out at your giveaway there. Manzo for the Battalion. Goes for his skate, takes a hit from Blonda, but still up on his feet. And then he runs into the Noah Roberts train in the corner. North Bay Battalion still looking for that equalizer. Here's an opportunity. Cross-ice pass. Nobody there except for Roberts of Sudbury. Roberts, nice pass, nearly finding Walker, springing him on a potential breakaway, but the Battalion will come back. 9.5 left in the third period. Tremblay, the goaltender. Forward pass to Eccleston. Eccleston, nice feed up to Barahowski. Battalion had a chance to clear, but picked off by Eccleston. Eccleston certainly a big body in there for the Sudbury Wolves. At the blue line is Sudbury. Connors takes a heavy hit to make a play, and we got a whistle on the play as well.
Wow, just 9 minutes to go here in the third period. Has it ever been this quick a game in Sudbury? Not for a long time, but that's okay. It's exhibition play.
It's true. It's just been ticking along.
Good effort by several members, Wolves and Battalion, so that entertainment value is certainly there, that some players are really showing what they've got. They want to stick around and prove to the respective coaching staffs that, okay, we can handle this, we can compete at the OHL level. It's not for everyone, but some guys are trying very hard to make their point.
Well, play continues. Wolves a chance from the blue line. Shot purposely wide by Yules. Bennett, backhand pass. Looking for Chitara. Battalion moving it forward. They're going to jump into the Sudbury zone. Drop feed out in front. Here it comes. Wide open in front. And now we got a penalty coming against Sudbury. It's going to be another slash. We've seen a few of those come this game. And well, North Bay, another opportunity to tie things up. Power play is coming.
That was a close call for the Sudbury Wolves. Just over 8 minutes to go. So again, North Bay back on the power play. So we'll see what happens here. And maybe it's time to cash one in to tie things up and now allow us to see some extra hockey coming up.
8:41 to go in the third period. Warren going to take the draw for North Bay.
Provorov getting the gate.
Puck is dropped. It's won by Sudbury. Roberts takes a wind-up slapper. Another stick went flying. And a good move there by Blake Clayton to poke it forward. Enright slows it down. As Rick mentioned, Provorov in the box for Sudbury. Warren dropping for Vaughn, who's had a chippy game here tonight at the Sudbury Arena. Enright, a wrister deflected in front. Sudbury picking up the loose puck, and another penalty coming. And this one's going to come against North Bay. And Henderson, being a heads-up player, he knows that the penalty's coming, so you may as well tick off some of this time. The longer they can hang on to it, the longer their little power play is going to be.
Good job by the Wolves to prevent North Bay touching the puck.
Yules will wire it around the North Bay net, and Battalion finally touch up. And so we do have a Battalion penalty. It's going to be number 17, Ryder Callie, right back to the box.
So the Wolves will have a power play for a minute or so. Callie going off. Why not give them an opportunity to perhaps ice the game? See what happens.
7:45 to go in this preseason action.
Only 34 shots on goal here, respectively. 17-17. Who would have thought?
Face-off incoming inside the North Bay zone. And it's won by the Battalion. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute. North Bay will move it out. Wellenreiter puts the brakes on, waiting for Greer to catch up. Gets it back to Greer in a nifty little pass. Greer passed out in front, and Martin had blocked that one. Battalion still have it inside the Sudbury zone. Kapagaritis. Nice forward pass to Pazzi. Pazzi cycles it around. He's got great control of the puck. Pazzi runs out of real estate, but he still has the puck somehow. Back to Greer. Greer, forward little pass to Wellenreiter, and Sudbury will pick up the loose puck. 20 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey, and then the Wolves will hop on a power play. Martin for Sudbury. Helped out by Coughlin. Chitteroni as well. Pass out in front, a shot. Coughlin took a whack at it. He's had a couple of good looks in the game here tonight.
So close, so close.
Couldn't get past Larocque. Another opportunity there around the North Bay net. And now it's a Sudbury power play for about 50 seconds. Wellenreiter, a wrister coming. Right over the glove of the goaltender Tremblay. Luca Blonda, little drop pass for Chitteroni. Miniature power play for Sudbury with 6:15 to go in this third period. Blonda hangs on up to Barahowski. Into the corner, Barahowski. Looking back to the blue line, Blonda was waiting, but North Bay saw it first, and they're going to clear the zone. Good penalty killing by the Battalion.
That's a good sign of any team competing in the tough OHL. Got to kill off penalties because you know you're going to face a lot of situations this season.
Blonda, that's not great giveaway. He's frustrated with himself.
It's a couple tonight.
North Bay comes back the other direction. Blonda pokes it around the Sudbury net. That's it for the power play, by the way. With 5.5 to go, even strength. Roberts trying to flip the puck into the North Bay zone. It's caught. And so here comes North Bay the other way. Cronin for the Battalion, waiting for some help. And he gets the help from Dubratsev. But Gavin Yules will steer it up for Sudbury. All the way into the Battalion zone. Icing's going to be waved off. Ethan Dean on the forecheck, helped out by Clayton. Clayton and Dean in deep for Sudbury. Puck will squeak out. Yules. Wolves will have to touch up. They do just that. Under 5 minutes now left in the third period. Preseason hockey between North Bay and Sudbury. Doesn't matter if it's preseason or regular season, playoff hockey, whatever it might be, it's always exciting. This has been a fun game. Walker for Sudbury couldn't hang on. So here come the Battalion. Cronin, an opportunity perhaps. Arms in the air again. Another penalty coming against Sudbury. And it's going to be a trip this time. Off to the penalty box goes, I believe it's going to be Noah Roberts with 4.5 minutes to go.
Not the best situation with less than 5 to play in the game, but then again, okay, you are going to face these situations over the course of the 68-game schedule in the Ontario Hockey League. So, okay, get used to it. This is what we got to work on. Hey, 2-1 hockey game, pretty tight. Shots on goal, still tight. Saw some bumping and grinding. Not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination for both teams, Coop, but again, a lot to work on. It is preseason. We'll see what transpires. Practice is not going to solve all the problems this week. It's a growing process. We sometimes like to give teams, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then everything settles in. Players are back from the NHL. Some of the guys have a lot more experience to get settled in, and then we start to see the true identity of teams.
Well, you know, the Wolves go on the road as well for their last preseason game. Sometimes the road game is really good for that too, right? You get to know some of the players a little bit away from, you know, what they've gotten used to here at the Sudbury Arena. It could be a good experience too as they play Kingston.
Well, it's in Stouffville, so it's a smaller rink and not necessarily the size of the Sudbury Arena. But then again, okay, they get a chance to play a team that, yeah, they'll see Kingston later on during the season. No problem there, but just different faces and what have you. But a good road trip for some of these kids. And again, the bonding has to continue because you've got players coming in. They may have played against each other. They may be friends, but you've got to galvanize. You've got to galvanize this team in time, really, for the regular season and get them thinking, you know, okay, we're going to be together. We got to live together. We got to play together.
So it's a North Bay power play. Just a heads up, Sudbury had to change their goaltender again, apparently due to there was an equipment issue, I believe. But either way, Finn Marshall's back in the crease for Sudbury with 4:15 to go. Here's a shot from North Bay. Marshall, who started the game for Sudbury. He's got to be getting right back into the action here. Good battle inside the Sudbury zone. Puck will squeak out just barely. And a good diving play from Rowan Henderson to get that further into the North Bay zone.
Nothing like a diving attempt to make an impression on the coaching staff.
Battalion will move it out. This is Vaughn. Right off the skate. Looked like it was going to almost be offside for the Battalion. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third period. Power play has about a minute left. 2-1 Sudbury. We've been stuck at that score for basically since the second period. And now it seems like just about every body is trying to dig the puck free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skaters in. Finally, it squirts free. Kapagaritis finding it for North Bay with 45 seconds left on this power play. Back to the blue line. Greer off the boards. Taken down hard, and Sudbury will get the loose puck, and they're going to clear the zone.
Good job.
Charlie Larocque, who's been in net for North Bay this entire game.
He's played a steady game.
He has. He really has. Shots 17 for Sudbury, 18 for the Battalion. Harper with a burst of speed into the Sudbury zone. Harper backhand shot. It went wide of the net. And Sudbury's Henderson right behind the Sudbury net again, trying to clear it, but it's picked up by Manzo. Stick went flying, but the Battalion will maintain possession. North Bay's on it. Welland Ryder, a shot comes. It's blocked by Henderson. Henderson's been out there for quite some time. He needed to get off for a change. Power play is officially done. North Bay's on it. Welland Ryder. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the third period. Good battle in front of the Sudbury bench, and that battle was won by Clayton.
Yeah, got to get the puck out. He did.
North Bay chipping it right back into Sudbury territory. Coughlin back to his defenseman. Coughlin reaching for it. He'll drop for Chitteroni. Chitteroni to Provorov. A shot. Nice blocker save there for Larocque. Provorov looking for a little bit of insurance.
Yeah. Larocque just getting enough of it.
Back the other direction the puck comes. Icing not called. It trickles dangerously in front of the Sudbury net. A minute and a half to go as the puck is deflected into the North Bay zone. Greer around the North Bay net to Enright. Battalion going to start thinking about pulling Charlie Larocque. There he goes. Larocque is off to the North Bay bench.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
And I imagine they'll probably keep him there. Unless they want to make sure that North Bay can win the faceoff. With a minute 23 left in this third period.
Keep him on the bench right now. You never know what's going to happen. We got a timeout.
So Charlie Larocque got a little fist pump from backup goaltender tonight, Jack Lisson. wearing number 30. We're quite sure if we were going to see any of him tonight, but it's been LaRock steering the ship back there for North Bay.
Well, I guess LaRock is battling for a position because you have McIver and Lisson, 2 regulars last year. And McIver's, you're not going to get rid of McIver.
Nope. So you may as well play a full game, right? So LaRock is going to stay on the bench for North Bay. Extra attacker will be out for the Battalion. 1:23 to go. Final home preseason game for the Sudbury Wolves. Faceoff is won by Sudbury. Good battle for it, and Ewell's won that one for the Wolves. Sudbury trying to clear. There is a wide open net back there. And Blake Clayton's going to have no issue with Coughlin. And he scores. He had Chase Coughlin to pass to as well, and I think I saw Coughlin say, just shoot it.
Yeah, just shoot it. Good pursuit on the puck. Sees the loose puck, goes after it, put it in, don't get fancy. 3-1 Sudbury lead. That'll be game, set, and match with 1:07 left to play, third period.
And that's a great example of what you get in a guy like Blake Clayton. Comes out in a very key part in the game, makes a key defensive play. Is able to hustle and chase the puck down and get a little bit of insurance here with about a minute left.
The onus will be on these guys, the veterans that are coming around. I mean, you talked about breakthrough people. I mean, I know you feel very strongly about Rowan Henderson, but you've got some guys that are going to have to really chip in this year and make a difference.
Face-off won by the Battalion. Final minute of play. 3-1 Sudbury. Battalion, maybe another chance here. Trying to get one back. Battalion are on it. Manzo winds up, shot comes, blocker save made by Finn Marshall, who again started the game, and then he was replaced by Jason Tremblay. Tremblay's on the bench right now, and Marshall looks like he's going to finish this one.
Coming in on relief.
30 seconds left on the clock. A lot of pushing and shoving in front of the Sudbury net. Quite the traffic out there. Puck deflects into the mesh. And out of play with 16.5 seconds left.
So overall, what were your thoughts of the Wolves play tonight?
You know what? I think it's exactly what I thought it would be. With the amount of youth, there's a lot of new players, a lot of moving pieces. You're going to see some fumbles. You're going to see some misplays, some miscues. We've seen a lot of that, don't get me wrong, but we've also seen a lot of potential. And a lot of new faces.
And this isn't the final roster. They're missing some talented players as well.
That's right. North Bay nearly getting one back. Another shot, and it's a save from Marshall again. Final seconds. And here we go.
This is what we talked about.
This is exactly what we talked about. As well, Parker Vaughn in the mix. Luca Blonda throwing a late hit as well. And the last little bit of frustration. Maybe North Bay a little bit more frustrated after this one.
Yeah, I can see it now. Some of the words that are being exchanged. We'll see you next Friday.
As he and Blonda continue to have a conversation. And so final conversations are done. Sudbury Wolves take the cake on this final home preseason game, and it ended off exactly probably how we thought it would.
Well, Henry Doucette set the tempo early, getting that goal to make it 1-0. And again, the Wolves had a 2-0 lead. North Bay gets one back. Tried as they would. Then the Wolves managed to ice the game late in the third period with an empty netter. But a solid effort by the Wolves. We're going to see a different lineup next Friday when we're back at it. But hey, why not? You got to please the fans. We liked it. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see overtime, but I'll take it anytime. Good effort.
Yeah, 3-1. Blake Clayton gets the open net goal. Provorov scores the second one tonight as well. North Bay, they do get one from Pazzi. Thought they battled really hard the second period. I honestly thought North Bay dominated the second frame. They had majority of the pressure. Couldn't beat Jason Tremblay in the second period. Couldn't beat Finn Marshall at the end as well. Some rough stuff, but I know you asked me what I liked about this game, but what about you? What really stood out about this match here tonight?
Well, I thought the effort by some of the guys, and normally you don't see the guys go above and beyond, but like guys like Doucette and Henderson showed a lot of gumption out there, chasing after the loose pucks. Again, some good setups. Yes, there were some defensive mistakes, but the thing is, hey, it's only exhibition play. You don't want to see this happen next week, and I'm sure the coaching staff will sit down defensively. I know Luca Blonda coughed up a couple of pucks in the first period. He did one in the third period as well. So, okay, get out there, get your game going. Regular season starts. You don't want to be doing that too often because mistakes will turn rather quickly when teams have their full rosters. But I like the play. I like the goaltending tonight. Yeah. That was a sudden surprise because I thought, Finn Marshall, we'll see what happens. But again, made some big saves. And even in relief, we saw some big saves. And we saw some saves at both ends of the ice, which I was pleased with.
Well, and I think for the Sudbury Wolves, most people would agree a question mark, especially the last couple of seasons, has always been goaltending. Who's going to be the one who steps in and kind of takes that? And I think going into the game tonight, you saw Finn Marshall really kind of prove something here tonight. The question becomes, who else is going to jump in there as well? They've got. They just signed Leonard not too long ago, right? There's going to be a really good battle for the crease.
They got Chartier as well. That was picked up by the Wolves, played a little bit with the Sudbury Cubs. So, hey, Scott Barney knows. We don't, but we'll soon find out next week.
Home opener of the regular season is in 1 week from today. And boy, oh boy, ended off pretty feisty here tonight. It's going to start off. It'll be a great game next Friday. Get your tickets at greatersudbury.ca/tickets. And lots of ways for you to watch the games as well.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and you know what? It's always good. We always say that we don't put too much stock in preseason games, but we just like hanging out at the rink and watching hockey. I think that's what it all boils down to, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. So Wolves, one more preseason game, and as we mentioned, home opener will be next Friday night right here at the Sudbury Community Arena between Sudbury and the North Bay Battalion. That's it for us tonight. On behalf of Rick Wyman, myself, Brian Cooper, and all the amazing crew here at the Sudbury Community Arena, we say thank you so much for tuning in to Wolves Hockey. We'll see you again next week.